From the deep, dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game.
That was Nikodas. I am Tabbytha, and here is Grebog.
I feel like I need applause now. Let's see the way you set me up. Is there something in the soundboard to do that? Who knows?
There's a moopsie.
Oh, there is applause. And a duck. Anyway.
Moopsie.
All right, this is Fleet Action Report episode 219. Specializations for special ships. Yes, I created myself a tongue twister and I didn't do too bad. I guess computer run program on all this. If you would like to support us being here, one is support enough. We appreciate those that come and talk in chat, like Nimue is doing now. You could,
Hello,
if
Nimue.
you would like to financially support us, you can subscribe. If you don't want to pay the Amazon / Twitch overlords, you can also go to coffee.com, which is ko-fi.com /GREBOG, and you can buy us a cup of coffee that way. All right.
I need more coffee.
And with that, then, Tabby, besides needing more coffee, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Doing more school things. I'm having a blast doing school, and I'm doing very well too. So far I've gotten all A's on my digital imaging and graphic design assignments, and also my math too. I'm doing very well in the math, which is good because I really need to pass it in order to continue on with my my degree program. But other than that, I've been doing WoW things and raiding in WoW. And last night in the raid, we got 6 bosses down. I got a couple pieces of loot. I've discovered that I love the delves. I think it's I agree with you that it's one of the best things that they have added in WoW for a while.
I love them.
Yeah, I really like the delves, and also doing the STO things, trying to working my way towards that Typhoon.
Just watch out for a tsunami.
Not to be confused with the Typhon.
Nope, I've already got the Typhon. Now I just need a Typhoon. I just need the extra O.
Got to work hard for that extra O. Got to get the right spot. Oh wait.
Oh my.
Anyway, Nikodas, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Not going down that rabbit hole. My week has been just peachy. A lot of it was work based. I had to finish up doing safety training for all of our people. Our last day doing that was yesterday, so we are done for a whole year. And I don't know if I'm going to volunteer to be a teacher during that. It took a lot of prep and a lot of time. I was teaching a bunch of nurses and RTs and paramedics how to start a bonfire, so it was interesting. And then because there's a no burn rule in effect for most of Indiana, we couldn't actually start the bonfire. But they told us that we could start a fire in some of the open grills that they have out at the park. So, we would practice building a giant bonfire and then knock it all down, and then we could go start a fire on a little tiny bonfire. It was kind of cool. We had a couple people who were successful at it. Most people were not. But it was fun. It was interesting. Gaming wise, I'm back on Destiny again. I am trying to complete the current what is it called, month-long event or whatever. I've got 2 weeks to gain like 30 levels or something, so I'm sure I'll be
Yikes.
fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then playing STO, like I said last week, I've got new characters that I'm trying to work on, and putting the build together for tonight was really interesting. But that's it for me. Grebog, you're up.
My week has been a lot of the same, I guess would be a way to put it. For those that don't know, there's, I guess, illness in my family. Nothing that should be life threatening. As long as everything goes as planned, but so that's been just adding some stress to my life. Yeah. And absorbing a lot of my brain power. Outside of that, I've been doing WoW stuff. I enjoy the delves again. Probably one of the better things they've added into WoW in a long time. And the main reason I love it so is that you can do it 1 player, or you can do it all the way up to 5 player. So if you and friends want to go into delves, you can do that. It doesn't matter how many friends you have with you. Well, as long as you don't have more than 5 friends, or 4 friends to go with you.
Who has that many friends?
I know. But yeah, it's still quite fun. I have not pushed past 9 yet, though. I was talking with someone, and they were really encouraging me to go into a 9. And yeah, I probably could clear a 9 solo. I also have some guildmates that are trying to go after Zekvir in his special solo delve. And I have not bothered with that yet either. I do think I might be able to get them. And the whole reason to go in and do that is to get, there are special rewards for killing them at different levels. So that there's like some more cosmetics and toys and stuff like that you can get out of the special Zekvir boss delve. And yeah, I tried to grab Nimoy one day, but apparently she was busy. Didn't see it, so it's fine. Maybe another time, Nimoy.
Fine.
I just figured I'm doing an 8 delve. I can probably, no matter what your gear level is, it can get you through the 8 delve, and get you that 616 in the vault.
Yeah, we got to get her. We got to get access to that delve done first, and we're working on it.
We can get her there.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, I've been doing Brewfest stuff too. Let's see. WoW stuff is that we're not a WoW podcast, so I'll stop that. I've been doing raiding. Team got through normal already, and on our first raid night, we now have already gotten to the we're on the last boss. So on our second raid night, we'll be able to start right at the last boss. So that'll be fun. But STO, I've been doing the dailies, working on this captain. Some of you may remember how not golded out he was, and while some of the stuff that on his current setup is not golded out, there's setups I've been working on that have a lot of gold gear on now, and you'll also notice there's a lot of gold gear now in his bags, things that I had put off and took advantage of that upgrade weekend we had. And like I golded out a lot of his ground builds, so that way I'm good to go there, stuff like that, But I've been doing the dailies. I've been just working on this guy, trying to get him set up, going. Yeah. All right, I think that's enough for me. We'll go into this week in STO. All right. So they announced today that there's a bundle sale that starts today. Gave us a lot of notice, make sure we had time to prepare.
I know, right?
And it's on all platforms, it says. I'll have to take their word for it because I do not have a console account to verify. But it's 35% off on ship bundles and expansion bundles. However, I noticed in the store on the on sale thing, there's some the Elite Services starter pack. I guess that it is a starter pack bundle. They did say starter bundles were also included, though. To me, the Elite Services seems more of an items thing than, but it's fine. But hey, if you need to buy this, now would be the time to buy any of the bundles or the Elite Services starter pack. Great way to get more inventory slots, bank slots, and bridge officer slots. It does give you also some retrain tokens if you need those as well. But yeah, there's all kinds of ships in bundles, so you can grab whatever at quite a discount. 35% is a pretty decent discount.
Yeah, it is. You're not wrong.
I mean, normally they only do about a 20% discount for ships. This is 35% for bundles. Tabby.
Oh, sorry, I was admiring the ships. Promotional items are still in the store. You have until the 1st, which is about 5-6 more days, about another week. Or you miss out on them, forget. Well, they'll probably come back in Mud's Market or something for like $50-$60. But get them now while you can for free. The Vulcan Visor and the Vulcan Bob, 2 separate items in the promotional tab. Now remember, you have to claim these on each character for your account. They are not account wide. So grab them now while you can. And these are the things out of these are the lower decks items. The hairstyle and the hairband that you see on Talin from lower decks, and then Rutherford's visor and haircut. Now they're not usable on all species yet, but on the ones that they are available on, you can use them on either gender.
Yeah, I'm still hoping they come to the Cations and the Ferasans. A Ferasan with that hairstyle would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
So the Dimensional Typhoon event is still ongoing. It's now until October 17th. You need 20 days of progress, 40 points, because you can get 2 points per day to get the reward. You can run a new TFO called Royal Flush. You can get Battle of Wolf 359 or the Resistance of Starbase One. All of those are 2 points. And then there are 2 patrols that are 1 point each. Out of Control, which is a new one. It's also the quicker of the 2. And Unwanted Guests, which is basically a rehash of Ninth Rule. The enemies spawn in the same locations, but instead of fighting random groups of enemies, you are fighting Borg. Take that as you will. The reward
which would be great if you need like a Borg ship endeavor.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be just as good for like ship mastery and stuff. So there's another one we can add to the list. The reward is the Typhoon Temporal Battlecruiser. This is not part of any existing ship family and does not share parts. And then you also get a pulse phaser weapon pack that has a total of 6 different weapons in it. You can only claim that on 1 captain, but the ship will be an account unlock. You can get it on every captain if you so choose. And that's it for the news. So let's get into our primary target. We are talking about specialization seating, and I'm drifting away again. Let me get back to my friends. Oh, I forgot about the drift. Big ship, lots of drift. Lots of inertia, as they say. All right, so we are talking about specialization seating. There are a total of 5. Now there's more specializations that your captain can have, but so far they have not made ships with those specializations. So as of right now, for ship seating, there is a total of 5 specializations. The first one that we are going to discuss. Before I get into that, so ship names. When you look a ship up, most of them are going to have their primary specialization and what classification the ship is, meaning the mastery package, more or less, which we've been going over. So, for example, this is what Grebog is flying, the legendary Avenger Miracle Worker Battlecruiser. So you know just from the name that it's got a Miracle Worker commander seat, and it's a battlecruiser, so it'll use battlecruiser mastery. Now there are exceptions to that, like the ship I'm flying. It is just called the legendary Dreadnought Cruiser. So you know it's a dreadnought, but the name itself does not tell you what mastery or what specialization seat it's using. So there are exceptions to the rule. Command. So the first seat we're going to talk about is command. This typically gives you the inspiration mechanic, which when you or any teammate activate bridge officer abilities, you increase the inspiration bar. When the bar is full, you can use one of 3 abilities, which is against all odds, battle preparation, or turn the tide. They give you various buffs. Grebog says some older ships do not have the commander seat with the specialization, and it's a lieutenant commander. Those older ships typically will have a lieutenant commander and a lieutenant spot for specialty seatings, if they have to. Some ships, especially early on when they were doing mastery, only had 1 mastery seat, and it would usually be a lieutenant commander. Again, take that as you will. In addition to the inspiration mechanic, we've talked about most ships that follow the command will have a commander command bridge officer seat, although like we just said, there are exceptions to that. Notable bridge officer powers: concentrate firepower. Now that's the big one, especially for if you're running a torpedo build. That's the big one. So what that does right here on my screen, it has 180-degree targeting arc, 10-kilometer range, 45-second recharge. When the foe that you mark is damaged by a torpedo, they take 15% extra kinetic damage with 100% shield pen, and then once every 4 seconds, you get high yield 1 to a player attacker, and it resets torpedo cooldowns. And then also once per 4 seconds, it grants high yield 1 to a non-player attacker and resets torpedo cooldowns. Now that used to work differently. It used to just be one attacker, but what they found was going on was shuttles, hangar pets, were stilling the buff and keeping the player from getting the extra high yield. That is no longer the case. Supposedly they have fixed it. But that's the big power. Some other notable powers are call emergency artillery, which is a lot of fun, overwhelm emitters, and suppression barrage. Now I'm also using overwhelm emitters on this. It's right here. It just debuffs it buffs your allies and debuffs your enemies, kind of all rolled into one. So that's a fun one. The second seat that we're going to talk about is actually my primary seat on this ship, and that is Intel, or Intelligence. On the Galaxy X, it is a Commander Engineering / Intel seat. Intel has the Sensor Drone, which is this little ability right here. It allows you to gather intel, and then once the target is vulnerable, you can expose target's systems. So you can expose vulnerability, which is our defenses, weapon systems, or critical systems are the three choices you have. And again, it does different things. So defenses lowers their damage resistance. Weapon systems lowers their damage output and their accuracy. And critical systems is removes their buffs, their science buffs, in essence. I typically will just use the first one, the defenses, so that I'm dealing more damage to them. Let's see, notable buff powers. Energy weapons, surgical strikes, which is one of my favorite abilities after they did the buff on this. Beforehand, this was not a great ability, but they buffed it a while back, and it is just as good, if not better, than your overload, your beam overload. I like it better, but there's an argument to be had there. But yeah, so that's a fun one. It increases all damage for your energy weapons by 330%. Now this is Surgical Strikes 3. Obviously the lower tiers will do less, but this one increases your damage by 330%, adds 30 additional accuracy, 30% crit chance, and 80% crit severity. So that's a huge buff all around. I really like it. But yeah, Grebog likes to pick on me for that. Another really good one is Override Subsystem Safeties. This allows an energy boost to all of your subsystems, and that slowly drains over time, and then there's a cooldown period where you'll be a little weaker for a short time. I am not currently using that. I might flip it out with Reverse Shield Polarity. I haven't decided yet. I like RSP for the survivability, but in this ship I may not need it, so I might flip it out for the extra damage. All right, that's it for me.
I was like, the one thing to note on the Override Subsystem Safeties is when it ends, one random subsystem goes offline. There are objects, pieces of gear that you can put on that will automatically restart a subsystem that gets shut off. And typically people that use the Override Subsystem Safeties will grab that and put it into their builds. All right, Miracle Worker, which is what I got here. Now, this one has a special mechanic, as do, like, well, they all do. But this one's probably the most confusing to people I've heard of talk about it. They don't seem to understand how it exactly works. And essentially, there you get this little bar right here. Here, let me move it up so you can like put it in the middle of the screen there, so you can kind of see it a little better. So you get this bar. You can move it around as I just did. It will have 3 spots here. Now, mine right now has an engineering, and 2 science. It can be engineering, science, or tactical, and it's random on each one of them. You could have 3 tactical, 3 science, or 3 engineering, or it could be one of each, or it could be any combination in any way, shape, or form. And essentially, once you trigger, let me trigger a engineering power, you'll see it go gold for engineering. And then if I, let's say, hit a science, that one will go blue. And if there was a tactical, it would go red. But that's to denote that you have checked those boxes for that. And once you get all 3 of them triggered, you get a special ability that automatically fires. Now, this will vary. It randomly picks. There are 6 different innovation effects that you can get. And that goes from instinctive rerouting, containment layering, Heisenberg decoupling, plasma conduit purge, ingenious solutions, or Barclay maneuver. So there's that. Now, something to note, and I think I can show it off. the slipstream in here. Oh, it'll be up higher because it's cyclical. Something also about all the Miracle Worker ships is they all have the cyclical quantum slipstream instead of just a standard slipstream. It's a little bit faster. However, it doesn't play well with some of the slipstream buffing stuff that's out there. So if you're going to build a speed ship, don't pick a Miracle Worker. But it's supposed to be faster anyway by default, but there's just a lot of other stuff you can do to boost the other ones to go even faster than this one. You also gain an extra. Well, I said maybe not. You have a universal console slot that normally other ships do not. Which is why like this has been upgraded twice. I have 3 universal console slots. You also get a plus 30 bonus power. Most tier 6 ships only have a plus 20 for their bonus power. And then on the notable abilities, let me go to apparently limit. Where is he? There he is. So some of the notable powers that we get are energy weapons exceed rated limits. Now this is both can be great and it can be really bad. If you do not plan for it in your build, because it's essentially it boosts all your weapon power and your fire cycling haste. However, the side effect is you start ticking 4,000 electrical damage every second. It's only 3,000 every second if you get the exceed rated limits 3. So definitely pick that up. Maybe when we go to Tabby, I'm gonna go back on station to see if I can grab one. Because yeah. But you do have to account for the damage coming in on that on your build, because you can kill yourself. That would be bad, yo. Then there's also mixed armament synergy. Let's see, which is right here. And this is basically activating a beam cannon, mine, or torpedo will cause you to gain 50% bonus all damage for the other 3 types of weapons. So it's a way to boost some damage for your other weapons. If you are using like an entwined tactical matrices type build, this is probably a great one to pick up and utilize. And then there is narrow sensor bands, which I think I have to go down a rank. Yeah, they're narrow sensor band. And this one gives you 50% to 20% bonus energy weapon damage. But it also makes you immune to placate and confuse, and gives you more accuracy rating. And it clears placates and confuses when activated. Essentially, you are basically focusing your target and trying to burn them down. Yeah. And that's there might be some other ones and some specialized builds, but that is the core here. Oh, I have pilot as well. Pilot is a great thing. I have. Where do I have a pilot captain? Or I have too many.
I've got it pulled up. I mean, my ship doesn't have it, but I can pull the abilities up if you want me to run with it.
But so you have pilot maneuvers on a pilot ship. Actually, I could probably quickly flip. Where is my pilot warship? But basically, it's pilot maneuvers, which is also an extra bar on your screen, and it will right here, as you see, it's climbing up, and now that it is filled up, I now you can either click on these to jump forward or backward, which you either forward is you're kicking in afterburners. Backward to go backwards, it's retro rockets. left and right are barrel rolls. So, but if you are in a stopped, you're not moving, you'll just slide left and right in the map. Not just, you won't do the actual barrel roll. Some notable powers are Fly Her Apart. Oh, hey, let's see. Who is Vedette? Where is Vedette in here? I have too many bridge officers. Why can I not see?
Here, I got it. Like I said, I can pull it up real quick.
But basically, Fly Her Apart. Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. I need to.
Mine. So on Reroute Reserves 3, it says it upgrades all your energy weapons for 15 seconds or until your engine power hits 0. It sets your power drain to 0, which is huge, by the way. And then it gives you a 225% fire cycling haste for energy weapons. And then, so you start draining engine power when you're firing weapons. And then if your engines are disabled or engine power hits 0, the effects are lost. I just wanted to point out with this real quick that a lot of people use this with cannons, kind of an alternative to cannon rapid fire. But this is not limited to those weapons. You can use this with beams. You can use this with dual beams. It doesn't matter. This will affect any energy weapon.
Okay, and then another one that people like to use is Fly Her Part 3, which is a plus 75% flight speed, plus 15. Well, I guess they probably don't use the 3 one, but it gives you extra flight speed, and then it keeps increasing flight speed per second as it goes, and this lasts for 15 seconds. So you go faster, and even faster. And then it says it does physical damage per set. Yeah, you're going to take some hull capacity here, and then during the effect, you get bonus all damage per second effect, and for 10 seconds after the effect ends, you have a bonus all damage, another 4.5%. Well, it's going to vary on the rank level, but you get another bonus damage per second as the effect ends. But those are two of the big notables. I know in some people's builds that are struggling to stay alive, they sometimes grab the hold together, because that is one of the one of the survival powers that you can grab from pilot. All right,
Tabby, you're up.
Sorry, it was banning a bot.
Cheers.
All right. So next up is Temporal, and as I'm flying my legendary Temporal Operative Science Vessel, Liberated. So Temporal has 3 configurations that you select via the. Actually, let me move it to the middle of the screen here. You get this little button here. Has little chiclets that fill up as you activate your bridge officer ability, and has 3 selectors. You can go into offensive configuration, and that gives you plus 10 max engine power, plus 20% flight speed, plus 20% turn rate, and it grants you 1 offensive counter. Oh, not when you activate bridge officer abilities, but it grants you 1 counter every 10 seconds while in combat. Downside is you receive 20% less incoming hull healing. The third configuration is plus 10 defensive configuration, where you get a buff to your max shield power, a buff to your hull healing, and you get 1 defensive counter every 10 seconds that you're in combat, but you get a debuff to your flight speed and turn rate. And so that's going to be kind of a good one while you're tanking, like if you're tanking or absorbing damage. The third option is if you're like an EPG build or a support build, is support configuration. It gives you it buffs your auxiliary power, your exotic damage, and your control expertise, and it gives you a support counter every 10 seconds while in combat. But it gives you a debuff to your energy weapon damage. And so as that bar fills up, once you get 6 counters, it lets you use molecular deconstruction beam. And when you hit your enemy with that, it does a bunch of physical damage every every second for 5 seconds. Ignores shields. And it heals you. It heals hull per second per 5 seconds. Scaling with the number of defensive counters consumed. Oops, I lost the tooltip. And it also disables them for 3 seconds per counter consumed. And so that's basically the entire mechanic. Now, other than the seeding for temporal ops, some of the notable abilities for your temporal operative is recursive shearing.
I want to add a couple to that real quick.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm looking them up. One is called the timeline collapse.
Yes.
Let me add that here real quick, or somebody else can write it in.
Say the other one, and I'll type it in too.
The other one is the chronometric. Let's see. Chronometric inversion field.
Yeah.
The reason I want to bring those up is because those are considered anomalies. So if you are running an anomaly build, like you're using traits that buff anomalies, that add damage to anomalies, or make anomalies last longer, or make them affect bigger areas, these are powers that will be affected by that. Like my Ice Princess, my space magic person, uses these as additional anomalies along with Gravity Well and Tychon's Rift. It gives her more anomalies that she can launch at the enemies. And then all of those will deal extra lightning damage and will pull enemies in and all kinds of stuff because of the traits that she has. So if you're doing a space magic build, Temporal is a great one to use. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Temporal is a great ship to use for EPG builds.
Yes,
but no,
and they're
yeah,
fun.
that's about all. That's about all I had.
Okay, so let's go blow something up. Shall we run the new one, the new TFO?
Sure.
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 Sure. Sure.
We will.
We will.
We will.
So the ship I am on is the original legendary Galaxy X that came out ages and ages and ages ago. I did throw the isomags on here and a bunch of other stuff to increase phaser damage, but I left the saucer sep on so that I can do that as well and have a little bit more maneuverability. Replacing that with another console that increases damage would probably be optimal. But like I said, I wanted the increase in maneuverability. So not every ship is going to have that, especially. Apparently, I'm not warping out. I just sat there. That was weird.
I love my legendary Galaxy X.
Do you use the cloaking device?
No.
What about the saucer set?
No.
See,
And I've got mine set up as a tank. It is a great tank.
I kind of debated it, if I was going to use those or not, but I kept the saucer stuff. I did not use the cloak. Of course, mine is not a tank either. I've got it set up for DPS.
Oh, I need to move my specialty thing back. It's in the middle of the screen.
Oh, and I'm using the new fighters. I mean, I'm not doing a fighter build on this, but I went ahead and threw the Elite Valor fighters on here because, you know, why not?
Why not? Oh, this briefing is so long.
We only got 20 seconds. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine here. How are you?
Well, I mean, they went from having a 1 minute briefing at the start of these to doing a minute and a half. So the next TFO will have a 2 minute briefing. The one after that will be a 2.5 minute briefing. The one after that will be 3 minutes.
Here I am, a liberated Borg with a liberated crossfield ship.
That has a Romulan name.
Well, I mean, I'm a liberated Romulan Borg. Of course,
So,
my ship is...
out of curiosity, do you have a story as to why the Romulans have a crossfield?
Not yet. This is one of my fairly new characters. I haven't developed a backstory yet.
Fair enough. I was just curious when I saw the RRW on there. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
But given how the Federation has pretty much disavowed everything about Discovery and their crossfields, they can't necessarily put up too much of a fuss about it, can they?
We have 3 people that went to beta. I'm gonna head towards gamma. I think it looks like.
Beta's clear. I'm moving on.
Well, no one went mid. Everyone went left or right.
Okay. I'm trying to rescue ships because most people get into these and they just go after the primary targets without rescuing the Undine ships, so we lose some bonus that way. So I'm trying to rescue the ships.
Oh, apparently Matthew followed me.
And Nelia died. Okay, those are done. Yeah, wherever you guys go, you know, try to rescue those ships. Let's, you know, do the right thing.
I mean, once we rescue enough, we just leave the rest of them. Oh wait, that's wow. I saved my 6 people. I'm sorry, the rest of you. We'll have to wait for the next player. I also clear off the platform for the fact that if you don't, then it starts attacking the planet killers, and I've seen sometimes the planet killers get wrecked. Not like it wasn't like we ended up completing before it got too bad, but I would say one of them got taken down by 25%, and I'm like, that's a lot.
See, here again, we've only got one, and it's done, the Delta. Oof. So we've got just Ada left to do, and we've only rescued 12 now of the 20 ships that can be rescued.
So those watching my screen, the green pulse that went out was one of my special powers for being a miracle worker. I had triggered enough bridge officer powers, and now it's rebooting. Where's the rest of the ships that need rescued?
I just got the third that's over here. I think the others have been destroyed because I don't see any more out there. Either that or they're missed. They're hanging out at the other platforms.
Heading towards Ada. None of them are floating around here.
That's it. We're done.
Sort
I know
of.
we missed at least 2 because I've gotten to 17 before. I mean, we're done with the platforms. We have to go fight the cubes now.
Yeah, Nimoy's got it. I liberated the ship when I left the collective. So the question is, how did the Borg get a hold of a crossfield?
And why don't all of their ships have access to the mycelial network now?
Well, I mean, maybe not all of the crossfields got equipped with spore drives.
That was a very experimental drive.
Yeah, supposedly it was just 2 of them, but you've clearly got it.
That's true.
Also, if people are to see on my screen, I am losing 3,000 health a tick. That is my exceed rated limits. So I am pushing my ship system so hard that I'm hurting myself.
Oh, I missed one. Never mind.
Oh no, what's happening? This is new.
Oh, wow. I could not have seen this coming.
I'm wondering if we're going to see another one in the mission.
I
get it.
Probably would be my guess. Get peanut butter and wrecked.
It really should not be this easy.
And of course, the Undine come in and steal us.
I mean,
we are in their universe.
Nimoy, it's probably really, you remember seeing the consoles that start shocking the people sitting at them. That's probably what's happening on my ship. I'm just like, yeah, push it to the limit, and it's shocking people. Okay, new Romulus, smart.
Let's get my saucer back. And warp out.
Boy, we're popular tonight.
Wow.
Who's doing the bannings?
Grebog got these 2, but
Pumpkin pie ice cream. Not sure about that one.
oh, it's good.
Apparently, we hit the algorithm of whoever to we need to apparently get more followers.
12 to go. 12 followers, 9 subs. All right, so that is going to do it for our show tonight, guys. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for chatting with us. We appreciate it. Next week, we are going to carry this one step further. We're going to actually talk about the ground specializations or the captain specializations.
Well, there's space and ground there, but I wanted it. We did bridge officer powers. There are things that unlock with captain when you get the points into the captain specializations that make them useful for builds as well. and that's what I wanted to dig into.
That is perfectly okay. I don't have any problem with that. There's more than 5, so.
But yeah, we will probably cover ground aspects, space aspects.
I said it wrong. That's why I corrected to Captain Specializations rather than Ground Specializations. But I tried to correct myself. Yeah, that should be fun. We've done that once before, but I don't think we went into quite as much depth as we want to go this time. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's next week. Monday. Come join us Monday at 10. That's where we just show up and blow stuff up for a couple hours. It'll be fun. We have a blast. You guys should definitely come join us. We will also help people, like if you just want help leveling, or you're having trouble with a certain mission, or you just want to hang out with us in game and blow stuff up. We'll do all that.
I need to work on this guy's specializations.
I am almost done on Katis here. Temporal's done. Pilot's done. Pilot's been done forever. That's the first one I did.
Anyway,
Miracle
that'll
Worker
be
is
next week.
almost done. Yeah.
I'll get it maxed out all next week. Right.
Yes,
By next week, right?
of course you will.
Right. Anyway. Yeah, don't forget you can, follow us here it'll let you know when we go live. And you can subscribe or support us via Coffee, ko-fi.com/GREBOG. And that's our show.
See you out there. Yeah, we're gonna raid somebody though, so stick around for a minute.
Be fun, have fire, and don't safe yourself.
You couldn't even get that one out.
No, I couldn't.
Live long and
that is
prosper,
fun.
everybody. Computer, end program.